SpaceX Starship Updates and why a hop will happen this time. And we also have a new show running on the channel every Wednesday from now on. Make sure to check it out and give it a like. Their debut is already much more entertaining than mine ever was. My name is Felix and I am your host for today's episode of What About It. And as always, there has been a lot going on in the space industry lately, so let's dive right in. Starship Updates. A Starship hop is imminent, and today, amongst other things, I'll explain to you why I am as confident about the hop happening very soon as never before. There are some unique things going on in Boca Chica right now. What you're seeing here is RGV Aerial Photography's latest flyby of the SpaceX Starship facility in Boca Chica, Texas. Mauricio did it again, fantastic pictures, thank you Mauricio. If you want to thank him, do as I did and become a patron if you can. His new hobby is well worth the support, link as always in the description. The main focus in Boca Chica right now is on the new high bay, intended to house the construction process for at least 2, maybe even 4 Super Heavy booster prototypes as soon as the building is complete. And it's growing quick. Early this week, SpaceX started putting wall elements for the second level in place. To put things into perspective again, here's a building size comparison I already had on episode 97 a month ago. It will be a good bit higher and not as seen here, it will also have a much larger footprint. It will dwarf the current mid-bay not only in height as initially thought. I am expecting the building to be at least 4 wall elements high in the end with about double the cross-section and volume. So in theory it should even have enough room for 4 parallel builds at the same time. Large rockets require even larger hangars. I cannot wait for them to get started on the first Super Heavy build. Right next to the new high bay, SpaceX workers are continuing with the Nosecone construction. They are pumping out more and more of them. So one possible reason would be Pathfinder work. I've recently received an awesome message offering some priceless insights into welding from Dean. If you're watching this right now, you rock. He got rid of a few question marks I still had about welding stainless steel in Texas. Having worked in the industry his whole life on projects like the NASA Apollo crawler, he told me 2 things. Stainless steel is a fast freeze metal. That is why we see these large ridges and rough surfaces on the Starship welds. The metal transforms from liquid to metal so fast that gravity doesn't have the time to let it settle and thus make a slicker surface appearance as most other metals would do. Secondly, welding so close to the sea in Boca Chica with humidity often peaking above 90% causes the water in the air to form hydrogen at the extreme welding temperatures, which is left in the weld as an inclusion. All these are small things adding up and making a good-looking weld almost impossible right now. He also told me that in his opinion this is one of the reasons for SpaceX to switch to 304L stainless steel, which will allow the same people with the same equipment and process to produce nicer looking welds with less inclusions. SpaceX keeps on going though, and the next nose cones, header tanks and fairing skirts are already visible inside one of the larger construction tents. So my guess right now is that the nose cone sitting in the open already stacked onto its fairing skirt is going to be used with serial number 6. I know many are saying that serial number 6 is just a backup in case serial number 5 fails, but why would SpaceX make so many nose cones in advance? The one inside the tent that's not assembled yet will then be for serial number 8 and hopefully a 20-kilometer hop later this year. One other possible use case for so many nose cones could also be that they are intending to use them on a Super Heavy prototype. The first test flights will very likely not be with a Starship on top, and so they would need some sort of aerodynamic top, a nose cone. We'll have to wait and see though. What do you think? Will Starship serial number 6 fly, or is it really just a backup for serial number 5? As always, tell me in the comments. I am eager to read your thoughts. SpaceX is also improving quality of life for the workers living on site quite a bit. This is one of RGV's recent pictures of the Airstream trailer park right next to the construction site. And it shows a lot of improvements. Palm trees, picnic tables, a fireplace with benches, and some small kayaks for sports activity. A community pool would be missing, and then it starts to look like a place where you'd actually want to spend some time after work. I am very sure the SpaceX worker crew will greatly appreciate this development. Well done, SpaceX. The mystery foundation isn't much of a mystery anymore either. SpaceX has built yet another parking lot. Not yet paved and presumably temporarily used without the proper surface finish, it's a new parking lot to finally get rid of all the parked cars on Highway 4. Next up, let's take a detailed look at what's happened at the launch site, the place where we might leave this planet towards Mars for the first time in human history. The main focus right now, of course, is serial number 5. There were some minor pressure tests on July 21st and 22nd, but as of recording the episode, no wet dress rehearsal has occurred yet. This would be vital though if SpaceX really wants to do the 150-meter Starship hop this week, as Musk stated on Twitter. The construction around the landing pad has seemingly stopped for now. Don't be fooled by this though. A community member whose comment I sadly can't find anymore has explained a few things to me about ground preparation for further pavement and concrete work. So this is a picture from RGV's flyby from July 6th, so a little under 2 weeks ago. Do you see the fleece they put under the grey gravel foundation? You only do that when you intend to pour concrete on top. So this will be a large concrete surface at some point in the future. If we compare the old shot to a new one Mauricio took on July 20th, we can clearly see what this will look like in the end. And if we look even closer, we can make out a whole playground of parts SpaceX workers have recently separated as if they wanted us to look at them. If this is for the new Super Heavy launch pad, which I think it is, this clearly shows that the new pad will not at all be just another test stand with a large foundation. Large boxes, all sorts of pipes and girders, connectors and tanks. We're in for a treat here. One thing is still missing though, a rework of the tank farm, which SpaceX can't do right now as they need the tank farm working for the serial number 5 hop. So as soon as the hop has happened, expect SpaceX to immediately start a big rework of the tank farm. More capacity, connections to the new pad, larger and more permanent than what we have right now. Now let's go for the crown jewel. Mauricio has done an absolutely fantastic job of taking some crystal clear pictures of what is to become the new Super Heavy launch pad. Every time I see new RGV pictures come in, I feel like a kid in a candy store. It's incredibly interesting to see how SpaceX is building it, and it's absolutely unique to be able to see it like this. Make no mistake, any other launch pad construction in the world is not as well covered as this. Formwork on the hexagonal foundation rings seems complete with tons of new rebar put in place as well. From the bird's eye view, it looks like there will be more metal in than actual concrete. This thing will be sturdy, ready to take the force of 72 meganewtons of lift-off thrust produced by 31 Raptor engines. Quite a bit of digging has been going on as well, and it looks like the ring will not be much above the concrete pad surrounding the launch tower, which will be added later. I expect concrete pouring to start after the 150-meter hop. After that, we'll get a first glimpse at what SpaceX's plan actually is. Will it be what we saw in the Starship launch animation released by SpaceX last year, or will it be something completely different? Remember how I told you in the beginning of the video that I am really sure right now that we're very close to an actual 150-meter hop? But what makes me feel so sure about it? Let's take a look at something rather special. Right? So SpaceX wants to do the 150-meter hop with the Starship Prototype ASAP. That's nothing new. They wanted to do this since serial number 2, maybe even before that. Unforeseeable things have happened though, preventing the hops every time. This time though, things really seem different. What's this worker doing here? Pouring concrete? So that must be at the shipyard or the launch site, right? On her latest drive-bys, Maria Pointer filmed some rather strange activity for us in a spot where it should not have been expected. A link to the whole video on Maria's channel is in the description, go check it out right after you're done here. Mauricio took a picture of it. Of course he did. This is the spot. It's right next to Boca Chica Village and the solar farm. In this wider angle shot with both the shipyard and the launch site in one frame, you can get a good feel for where it is. Right up there. So what's SpaceX building here? Food trucks? A viewing gallery? Containers? And this thing at the construction site from last episode. I bet it's somehow connected to the containers you just saw. And then this. Those are the Mark 1 aft fins from last episode, and this seems to be a roof of some sort. Maria said it pretty well on her video. This seems to be a park. a reception, a viewing spot. And there can only be one reason to go through so much effort, and it's not bird watching. Or at least the birds you watch from here are much bigger and made of stainless steel. So SpaceX seems to be very confident that they will actually be able to invite some guests here soon for some very special Boca Chica bird watching. Serial number 5 is going to attempt a flight very soon. In fact, as you watch this, the static fire might have already happened, which is the last step before the first Starship in human history goes for a flight. Just a short one, but it will show everyone watching that it indeed is possible, and it will be a huge milestone for SpaceX after so many failures. And milestones are a very important thing on every serious project, from possible investors to future customers. Everyone loves to have some defined progress, a point at which you can check something off the list as achieved and done. As most of the time this is not just important for the biggest projects imaginable like the Starship construction, it also applies to our own lives, and today's sponsor is the right tool to set your own milestones. Brilliant's focus is on improving your knowledge and sparking curiosity to dive deeper into subjects which at first seem overwhelming. Featured in international media and with high ratings from over 60,000 satisfied customers, they have shown for a long time that learning things the brilliant way can be the missing key. With content covering basic physics, math, orbital mechanics, or computer science, Brilliant provides a huge library full of storytelling, code writing, interactive challenges, and problem solving for you to improve yourself and your future. Understand your surroundings and become a STEM expert. Brilliant makes that easy, with interactive exploration and a mobile app that you can take with you wherever you are. Brilliant puzzles you, surprises you, and expands your understanding of the modern world. To learn things the brilliant way and at the same time support What About It, go to brilliant.org/whataboutit and sign up to try out over 60 interactive courses for free. And if you choose to get the premium subscription, the first 200 people to join through the link will get 20% off their annual premium subscription. Learn things the brilliant way. Links in the description. Today's Patreon and YouTube member shoutout goes to Mark Broussard, James Culhane, Max Berg, Fernando Mota, G. Michael Scheuring, White Buffalo, Brian Lesher, Bob Week, and many others for directly supporting the show even though it's completely for free. You help improve my work every month and make all this possible in the first place. Thank you so much, you rock. And the last words, as always, go to my team for working this mad project of trying to understand the world of the space industry twice a week. Without you, this whole endeavor would never work. I just want to let you know again that, well, you rock. And to a young fan of the show, you pebble. So as soon as the hop has happened, expect SpaceX to immediately start working the tanks big style. What did I write there? They're starting to work the tanks big style, you know what I mean? Salute, my friend.